All right. All right. Good Thursday evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan. Today, giving you an update on what's going to be an active weather day for us tomorrow with a winter weather threat for portions of Middle Georgia. Now, we look off towards the west. There is that system we're watching. You see the rain, you see the sleet and snow, and you see the really snow moving into Little Rock and Memphis. All this is going to be shifting east as we head through the overnight hours, and we'll be in Middle Georgia by first thing tomorrow morning. But we're going with a weather warn day for tomorrow because this is going to be impactful weather. All day tomorrow, we do have that winter weather threat. That does include some snow, some sleet, some freezing rain. Now that's tomorrow morning, and that could cause some travel impacts because surface temperatures will actually be below the freezing mark. But it becomes a cold rain by the afternoon, and then everything will be a-okay until tomorrow night when we could see some refreezing, maybe some black ice developing. But tonight across Middle Georgia, it's already at freezing. That's 32 degrees. It's 8 o'clock in Macon, 33 in Perry, 32 in Eatonton, as well as Sparta, already down to 28 in Dublin. So temperatures falling below freezing tonight will not be an issue, but this is what we're going to be watching really over the next 12 hours, and then tomorrow throughout the day, it's all about that temperature of 32 degrees. But like I said, everything's off towards our west. It moves across Alabama the next couple of hours, begins to move into Middle Georgia. I would say maybe as early as 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And as we look at the forecast model, it does suggest that precipitation starts moving into Middle Georgia around 5 a.m. Will this be reaching the ground? It's hard to tell. The lower levels of the atmosphere are still relatively dry, so they've got to get some moisture in them. But as we head through the morning hours, where you're seeing this pink and you're seeing the purple, that's those frozen precipits. That includes that sleet, the snow, and the freezing rain. And that will continue to move into Middle Georgia, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And it still looks like we're going to be dealing with a wintry mix past noon, but by that time, our surface temperatures will be above freezing, and we won't have any more accumulations if we see any accumulations. And then here comes that cold rain we are expecting tomorrow evening into tomorrow night across the mid-state. But then the system is out of here for Saturday. Maybe some lingering snow flurries on Saturday as the sky tries to clear, but I really think it's going to be Sunday. So let's really break this down. Let's talk about these watches and warnings, or should I say warnings and advisories we have. This is a big, complex system. Winter storm warning in effect for the northern third of Georgia. We have a winter weather advisory on the bottom edge of that winter storm warning, and that's where you could be seeing impacts as well. So we zoom in a little bit. I'll show you specifically Middle Georgia. Winter storm warning for Putnam County, Jasper County, as well as Butts County. Also Spalding and Henry County. Then you get into Middle Georgia more, Macon-Bibb County. That's a winter weather advisory. That goes for Crawford County, Upson County, Lamar, and Monroe County as well. Then you cross the river into Twiggs, Jones, Baldwin, Wilkinson, Washington, and Hancock counties. You're included in this winter weather advisory. What's the difference between a winter weather advisory and a winter storm warning? Both have impacts. That's what we're always talking about when it comes to winter weather. So when we're talking about an advisory, we can see snowfall totals maybe up to 2 inches in the advisory area. Sleet up to ½ an inch, and freezing rain up to 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch of freezing rain, that's a lot of freezing rain. That's going to cause some serious travel impacts. So that is why we do say some impacts, and we could see that within that advisory area. Then you get to the warning. The warning is a little bit higher, a bigger threat per se, and that's why we're seeing that a little off towards the north. Snowfall totals of 2 or more inches, sleet ½ an inch or more, and freezing rain more than 1/4 inch. And they're really expecting that around the Atlanta area as well as that Interstate 20 corridor, and that's where they're expecting significant impacts with this event as we head through the day tomorrow. So travel northward, not advised tomorrow. Even travel across Middle Georgia first thing tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be recommending, just because we will have cold air in place and we'll be watching how those temperatures really react with that precipitation. But again, off towards the north, the yellows and orange you're seeing, that's where the higher impacts will be. As we get closer to middle Georgia, we see this light blue shading. That's limited impacts, and limited impacts, that's going to be some slick spots tomorrow morning. I'm telling you, you're going to have some bridges and overpasses that will get some ice on them. I know a lot of schools, especially in the advisory area and warning area, have called off class for tomorrow. That's fine, that's okay, but especially 75, 16, and 475, and then all the other secondary roads, you got to think they could have some issues first thing tomorrow morning as we look at the potential impacts with this winter storm. So, like to break down a little bit of the science. 32 when it comes to winter weather, that's the magic number, 32 degrees. 32 degrees, of course, we go back to elementary school, that's where water begins to freeze. Anything above 32 degrees, that's just cold water. Don't expect any winter weather accumulations. When you get to 32 degrees, something magical happens, and we start to see that liquid become a solid in the form of ice, and that's when we can start to see those accumulations add up. So 32 and below, those are the numbers we're looking for. And as we look specifically in middle Georgia, I showed you the temperatures earlier, currently already around the freezing mark. Overnight, we easily fall into the mid to upper 20s. Going to be a cold night across middle Georgia. So that is what we're going to be watching. But then as we head through the morning hours, that precipitation starts to overrun these cold temperatures. And that's when we're thinking we're going to start to see some of those issues develop. 4 or 5 o'clock, will this be reaching the ground? Too early to tell. Usually the leading edge of a winter weather event, it takes a little while for that to reach all the way down towards the surface. But we'll go ahead and say this is going to be the leading edge. Notice those surface temperatures. They're forecast to be below that 32-degree temperature. So anything that's falling and reaching the surface is going to be accumulating. That's on cars, that's on the roads, that's especially on those bridges and overpasses where that cold air can get underneath those and cause those to cover up with ice a little bit quicker. 6, 7 o'clock, we're still seeing more precipitation moving in, and that pink shading is that wintry mix, that snow, sleet, and freezing rain. The purple shading, that's going to be more snow, and then you start to see these little green areas. That's where it's forecast to be an all-liquid event. But even if you have an all-liquid area moving over temperatures that are still below freezing, that's going to cause some freezing rain issues. So that is what we're very cautiously watching. 8 o'clock, those temperatures may drop a little bit more. And when you see the temperature drop like that, even if it's later in today, it looks like we could have some evaporative cooling. As the precipitation falls, it will actually cool off the atmosphere a couple of degrees before we start to see warm air advection from the south begin to warm us up. 9 o'clock, we're still right around that freezing mark across much of middle Georgia with those upper 20s in our northern counties. Down towards Eastman, Abbeville, Cordele, once you get to that 33-degree mark, you're not going to have any frozen precip. Surely you could have some sleet and snow falling, but it will not accumulate. For accumulation, it's got to be 32 degrees or lower. As we continue through the morning hours, 10 o'clock, notice we're getting above freezing in Macon, so the threat for some slick spots will start to diminish. Still got those areas below 32 up in Jasper, Putnam County, over towards Hancock County, even portions of Jones County and Monroe County. So still likely going to be dealing with some slick spots developing. And then as we head towards 11 o'clock, notice the moisture kind of cutting off. We're going to get a little dry slot, it looks like, moving in. So we might get a little time when no rain is going to be falling or no wintry mix for some portions of the area. And as it does, it's going to raise those temperatures into the mid to maybe upper 30s for many locations. And once you get above freezing, the threat for accumulating ice, snow, or sleet will diminish, and that's what we're going to be dealing with. So by tomorrow afternoon, we're all into the mid-30s, even those upper 30s and lower 40s showing up down towards the south. And then tomorrow evening and afternoon, more heavy rain comes in, and notice everywhere is above the freezing mark. So what's falling, it will not stick. This is going to be nothing but a very, very cold rain across middle Georgia. And with those temperatures into the 30s and 40s, it's not going to be a pleasant day. That'll continue through the evening hours. And it looks like as we head towards tomorrow night, that rain will finally taper off, and looking like most of Saturday will be dry. But notice Friday night and into early Saturday morning, we're going to start to see those temperatures likely dropping back below the freezing mark. So Saturday morning, there could certainly be some slick spots developing across portions of Middle Georgia. Again, that's the initial thought. We're going to have some impacts in Middle Georgia due to that wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. That's going to allow those icy or slick spots to develop. So do expect some travel impacts. If you got to be out on the roads, use caution, please. But by the midday hours, it's just a transition to an all-rain event, and no more accumulations are expected. So that is how we are looking at this event right now. And that's why we're going with that weather warn day for tomorrow. So tomorrow, the afternoon high, I'm forecasting 39 degrees, but we will have snow and sleet at times. But with 39 degrees, it's not going to be sticking to anything. So that is always some great news. Again, that weather warn day all day tomorrow, which is Friday, January 10th. That winter weather threat. Do expect some of those travel impacts, but the cold rain will win the day, and that's certainly some good news. I always like to tell people you can download our WGXA Skywatch weather app. It has that interactive radar as well as those push notifications. You may not want those push notifications for a winter weather event, but it won't be long until we're into the severe weather season, and you're going to want those, of course. So that's just the gist of what we're going to be talking or watching over the next 12 hours as this winter weather event begins to develop. And again, 32 degrees. You've got to watch where that is and where that's going to set up. And once that temperature rises above 32, you're not going to have any more accumulation. Now, I'm going to look at social media. Some of y'all commenting, see if I can answer any questions. I will say, I make no decisions about schools. If you want your schools to close, that's not on me. We don't make any school decisions. Some schools are closing. You can check out that full list on our website at wgxa.tv. As far as roadways, I'm not a road engineer. Check with GDOT. They have a website that will let you know the road conditions. But I will warn you, if you're heading north from Macon tomorrow towards Atlanta, you got to head up 75 to Chattanooga, 85 over towards Greenville, Spartanburg, Athens, even over towards Augusta along Interstate 20. This is likely where you're going to see that largest swath of freezing rain. Unfortunately, that's right in the middle of the Atlanta metro, so there's going to be a lot of issues off towards our north. But even tomorrow morning, we could be dealing with some of those issues, and that is once again why we are seeing that winter weather advisory. So I'll bring up the advisory and watches once again just to give you a general idea. The pink, that's the more severe areas of where that greatest chance for that winter weather activity will be. But don't count out this purple area. You're still going to feel impacts. The impacts will just be greater just to the north of us, and that's certainly some great news for us in Middle Georgia. Now, if you're down towards Albany, Valdosta, Savannah, Panama City, Dothan, it is strictly rain. Really from the Montgomery to Columbus to Macon to Augusta, that's where that defining line is going to be, where we could see some icy slick spots tomorrow morning. And then the farther north you go, that's where they're going to be accumulating snow. North Georgia mountains should get maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow as this event continues. So going back to Facebook, I'll see if I can help anybody if they have any questions. Just not seeing a lot. Don't know specific times. Is travel on Saturday and Sunday okay? Absolutely, especially Saturday afternoon. We'll be into the 40s. So we'll get rid of any ice or slush on the roads, so you can certainly travel then. Sunday, you're going to be A-okay. Sunday's going to be a beautiful day. It's just going to be a cold day. Butts County and Jackson, you're under that winter storm warning, and that's where you could see higher impacts as far as the threat for some snow. And I really think for the southern edge, it's going to be a sleet and freezing rain event. We're not really forecasting totals for snow because we're not going to see much in the way of snowfall totals across Middle Georgia, not an accumulating snow. So that's why we're not too worried about that. But it's going to be that sleet and ice. That sleet and ice will eat into those snowfall totals. So you'll get more sleet and ice or freezing rain than you will snow. If you want snow, you got to head north. But I'm telling you, the Atlanta metro is going to be quite messy tomorrow, especially during the afternoon. Taylor County is gray. What is that? That's nothing. That's not a watch. That's not a warning. You're in the clear essentially, but you are still on that defining line. Crawford County, Upson County, as well as Marion County, they're in a winter weather advisory. You'll likely see some flakes flying tomorrow. You could have some sleet, but as far as impacts, and we're talking impacts on the roads, this is where we're going to see likely some of that developing in these purple areas. Now, greater impacts besides travel, maybe some power issues, again, in the winter storm warning area across North Georgia. So that is what we are looking at. All right, Leon Jordan, got to travel from Macon to Atlanta tomorrow. Is there a particular time that is better to make the drive? Well, let's go back and we'll look at the radar or the forecast model. Now, when we look at this, this is not what's going to happen. This just gives us a general idea. We'll look towards, I would say, early afternoon. This is 12 o'clock. Most of Middle Georgia, if not all of Middle Georgia, looks like, again, not going to be precipitating. It looks like we're going to get some dry air moving in before the main rain event comes in. But notice as you get up towards Butts County, as you head up 75 into Henry County, temperatures, that's where that freezing line's going to be. I don't know what part of Atlanta you're going to be in, but if you're going to head towards Atlanta, temperatures are going to struggle to make it above 32. I know here in Middle Georgia we are seeing 35 in our northern counties, but Interstate 20, that's going to be a defining line where that freezing mark and those freezing temperatures will likely stay much of the day. So if you have to travel to Atlanta tomorrow, I would say wait till tomorrow night when this precipitation gets out of here. But if you got to go during the day, I don't advise that. But again, I'm not a road engineer. I know up in the Atlanta area, they're briming the roads, putting salt and stuff out. So maybe travel won't be that highly impacted, but you know how horrible traffic is in Atlanta on a sunny day. So that is, that's your call. But tomorrow, travel northward, just really not advised. Now, if you get out and get up there tomorrow morning early, I would say about 3 or 4 or 5 a.m., you're going to be A-OK. After about 6 or 7 o'clock, that's when that 75 corridor is likely going to start to have some issues. But again, this could certainly change. This is just model output. We're only as good as what the model output is saying, but it does show precipitation falling over sub-freezing temperatures, and when you have that, you're going to have accumulation. So I hope that helps you out some. Yeah, use common sense. If you do have to drive slow. If you encounter slick spots, never put on your brakes. Let off the accelerator. Hopefully we're not going to have that many slick spots across middle Georgia, but with a winter weather advisory, I'm just thinking there's going to be some, especially those bridges and overpasses. Do keep that in mind as you head through the day tomorrow. So that is what we're going to continue to watch. And again, this is going to be a fluid situation. We know what should happen. Is that what's going to happen? You just have to wait and see. But the forecast, it's not going to change much. I just think there's going to be some slick spots roughly from Butler to Roberta to Macon over towards Sandersville. And yes, I know Butler's in Taylor County and you're not officially under an advisory or a warning, but anywhere in middle Georgia, if you're seeing precipitation tomorrow morning and your surface temperature is below 32 degrees, that's where you're just going to have to use caution. So everyone, just be careful out there. I know, like I said, a lot of schools have canceled class tomorrow. That's not a bad decision, but we don't make that decision. So don't think we have any influence into that. I know a lot of kids want a snow day. There's not going to be much of a snow day tomorrow. This is just mainly for those slick spots on the road. A lot of people are just going to be disappointed by what they see tomorrow. It's going to be maybe a little bit of slushiness tomorrow morning that could cause those road issues. And that's the key. It's that impact that they're most concerned with. And you don't want people on the roads having accidents or anything like that. Again, no accumulations. We're not going to see 3 or 4 inches. That's why we're not putting accumulating maps on this, because there's just not going to be accumulations. Maybe you see some areas on the grass. Maybe you get some piles of sleet on your car, something like that. but what does fall, it's going to stick, especially early in the morning. You know how cold it's been across middle Georgia. This is our second week with below average temperatures. It's not going to take much. The infrastructure is already cold. So again, what initially starts falling tomorrow morning, it's going to stick, but then we'll get into the mid-morning hours, and that is when we're looking for that accumulation to stop and it becomes an all liquid event. So that is what we are going to continue to watch over really the next 12 hours. Tonight, that activity begins to move into middle Georgia. Really first thing tomorrow morning. Most of tonight is going to be A-OK. After the 11 o'clock news tonight, of course, we'll put up the weather crawl that goes across the top of the screen. If there are changes throughout the night, if the counties get added or removed from it, that will automatically update. So that'll be the first thing you see tomorrow morning. And of course, Gary Thigpen will be here first thing tomorrow morning, letting you know what's going on. You're going to be seeing winter weather precip across middle Georgia. There's just too much cold air in place, as well as that moisture that's moving in. So that is what we are looking at for tomorrow. And then it won't be an all-day event. I mean, yes, it's going to be raining all day, but the threat for accumulation and icy slick travel, that's really just going to be during the first half of the day tomorrow as we head through the day. So do keep that in mind. Now, tomorrow night, we're talking Friday night into Saturday morning as temperatures fall back below freezing. We could certainly see those black ice spots developing. Beyond Friday, here's the weekend outlook essentially. As I said, still going to be mostly cloudy, but we climb into the mid-40s on Saturday. Sunday, upper 40s, but we do have those cold mornings down into the mid-20s. Look at that, warm phase, 52 degrees on Monday, but then we get another shot of cooler air settling in for Tuesday and Wednesday, so lots of sunshine. Very similar to what we're dealt with this week with sunny, cold days and those very cold nights, and that's what we're going to be seeing much of next week. End of next week, it looks like we could have another system coming through. Right now, it looks to be all rain, but we're still going to have at least 2 more weeks of cold weather. So if you're ready for some of those 60 and 70 degree days to return, it's going to be a while. We're kind of entrenched in almost the deep freeze across here in middle Georgia, with temperatures likely staying 10 to 15 degrees below average. And it may be by the end of January that we start to see the pattern switch. But December was relatively warm, so usually your January is typically cold. And when you have this much cold air in place, that's when you have to start talking about anytime there's precipitation moving in, you're going to have a winter weather threat. But again, the overall radar off towards the west, really starting to see that moisture build into South Mississippi. All snow in North Mississippi, that is what we are looking at. And then you got sleet and snow back towards the west. That'll be making its way through central Alabama. Say the Tuscaloosa down to Mobile, starting to get some of that leading edge. And by the time that makes it to middle Georgia, it's going to be falling in the form of a wintry mix. Freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Hopefully more snow and sleet than freezing rain, but freezing rain, that is the main issue with any winter weather event. It falls as a liquid, freezes on contact, and it coats everything in a glaze. It doesn't take much, less than 1/10 of an inch for you to even have a slick spot. But along the Interstate 20 corridor tomorrow, they could be dealing with 1/4 inch of freezing rain accumulations. That's going to make for travel headaches. I'm telling you, the Atlanta metro area is going to have a rough go of it tomorrow as far as impacts from this. But like I said, I know they're treating the roads up there tonight. How far south is GDOT going to treat the roads? I don't really know. As far as school closings, we have a lot of those posted on our website at wgxa.tv. Of course, we'll be updating that list as the schools let us know, but most schools have already let us know their plans for tomorrow. They're either closing or remote learning, especially within those winter weather advisory areas. So how will things be looking by Saturday morning? It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be cold. We're likely going to be near the freezing mark, so 33, 32, 31 degrees. If there's lingering precipitation on the roadways, any puddles, they'll likely freeze. So be careful Saturday morning out and about, as those forecast models are suggesting that we're going to be near that freezing mark, and that's going to make way for that black ice. And Black ice is just very dangerous. You don't see it, you're just driving and you slide out of control or spin out. So again, slow it down. That's the key to everything when it comes to winter weather. Slow things down. But again, we'll get through this event. It's not going to be a big event for Middle Georgia. Again, I can't show you, hey, how much snow I'm going to get. You're not going to get much in the way of any accumulations, but you're just going to have enough of some ice or some snow packing onto the roads that could cause some travel impacts from about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning through about 11 a.m. for most of Middle Georgia. And again, that's within that winter weather advisory criteria. So that is what we are watching, just checking things. Not much change in the Weather Service. We're in constant communication with them to see what's going on their end, how they're feeling about the event. Atlanta North, the greater impacts. For us in Middle Georgia, it's just going to be a little bit of excitement for the kids, but you're not going to be able to make snowballs or anything like that. It's not that kind of event for us. With the cold air lingering in place, maybe we get another one of these systems that gives us a more favorable track and we can get some more of that white stuff, but it's going to be difficult. It's hard to get snow down in Middle Georgia and the deep south, even with these cold temperatures in place. But again, there is that winter storm warning, not just for North Georgia, North Alabama, Mississippi, across the Tennessee and Ohio valleys, and then on that southern side, we always see a winter weather advisory just to the south of that, and that's where we're going to be dealing with some impacts. What are those impacts? Mainly slick spots on the roadways, and again, especially on those bridges and overpasses. That's where you're going to be seeing that greatest chance for any slick spots. So that's essentially what we are looking at when it comes to this winter weather threat here in Middle Georgia. It'll be an event, not a big event. The bigger issues are going to be off towards the north. Just make sure you're ready. Slow it down if you have to travel tomorrow. And if you don't have to travel tomorrow, I'd stay off the roads till about noon once again, as that's when those surface temperatures will once again be above that 32-degree mark. And again, 32. Why do I keep saying 32? 32 is the key number, that magic number we always look for. Water begins to freeze at 32 degrees. Above 32, no issues. It's going to be all liquid. When it's 32 and below, that's when you start seeing it freeze, and that's when those accumulations start. It can be raining, or should I say, it can be snowing, it can be sleeting with the surface temperature above freezing. So you could be seeing snow and it's 38 degrees outside tomorrow, but it's not going to stick. It's going to melt as soon as it hits the ground. And I'll go through the local model once again, just for Middle Georgia. Like I said, tonight we are below freezing. That's not going to be the issue. The cold air is in place. It's when this precipitation begins to push into Middle Georgia, where it is falling and reaching the ground, these temperatures are going to be below the 32-degree mark, and that will allow for some light accumulations on those roadways. And again, the bridges and overpasses are going to be that main concern, but then you get to 9 or 10 o'clock, most of Middle Georgia starting to climb above that 32-degree mark, maybe some lingering areas in our northern counties, and that's why I think that winter storm warning is in effect for Butts, Jasper, and Putnam County. That's where you're going to have greater impacts even than for us down here in Middle Georgia. But by lunchtime tomorrow, it looks like all of Middle Georgia, from Butts and Jasper County all the way down towards Telfair County, Montgomery, and Wheeler County, above freezing. And once it gets above freezing tomorrow, it's going to stay above freezing until late Friday night and into Saturday. So that is what we are watching. And again, tomorrow evening during the newscast, it's probably going to be coming down. You see some of these brighter shades of yellow. That's going to be heavier rainfall, but I promise you, with temperatures into the upper 30s, there's going to be some sleet mixing in. But that surface temperature, that ground temperature, is going to be above the freezing mark, so we're not going to have any issues tomorrow night with this rain falling. So that is what we are looking at. Not a big event, just an event we're going to be watching as we head through the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning. Again, Gary Thickpen will be here tomorrow morning. I know our reporter William Bazone will be live during the newscast, out and about, letting them know what he's seeing. But that's just it. Just make sure you're paying attention. Stay off the roads if you don't need to, at least for the morning hours, and we'll start to see things improve. But again, you can keep talking to us on social media. I'll be checking things. If you have any questions, let us know. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett. We'll keep an eye on things as we head through the overnight hours, but overall, an event, but not a big event for Middle Georgia.